So we did a little story workshop and had a good time getting to record stories and share stories of our own with each other. And we had a neat experience with some shares. One of the things was my little granddaughter, Paris, who's 8, had mentioned, as I said, come to this activity with me. It'll be fun. She said, well, I don't do family history. And we said, and I said, well, we do. We do. We share pictures, we share stories and things like that. So we started talking a little bit about that. And we shared how a sister in our ward, Joy, one way that she decided to share with her family was doing little bedtime stories, just a one-page story that she would write about different experiences that she had, scuba diving or doing different activities. She thought her kids would be more likely to read just a one-page story. And then Kathy shared about some tapes that her dad had that were interviews of these gentlemen that didn't even know that their family members didn't know that these interviews existed. So that was really interesting. And then Sarah shared how her kids had interviewed her parents through the Memories Family Search app. And so the recordings had her voice on there, her children's voice, and her parents' voice on there. How it was kind of a three-generation neat hearing all those different voices. And then Mary shared an article that talked about how it really affects children to hear stories about their families and encourage us to do that. And then I shared just a little story about my grandma who had some serious trauma and just couldn't speak very well and was very nervous about doing any kind of an interview. And I just had to beg and beg and beg. And how grateful I was that I just have 5 minutes of my grandma's voice that I can just listen to when I want to. And so we were just kind of sharing some experiences. Oh, sorry, some experiences with that. Then we went on to talk about how you can download the Family Search Memories app if you have an Apple device.
Don't block the screen, Mr.
But if you have an Android, you would need to use the
He takes a bit to eat him, though.
you need to
So
use
you
the
do need to get some other defenses in there, bud.
so you need to use the Together app for the
You
Android.
don't.
You can use the Together app for Android or Apple too. But anyway, so we were sharing some of that, and just to walk through how to download this Family Search Memories app really quick. You just log into your church account, and you go on to these memories. And sorry, just 1 minute. Let me just mute that really fast. So you go on to the memories. Hopefully, I can get back to where I was here. Let's see if it's the Memories app. And then you can click on the audio in the situation where we were trying to record audio, or if you already have a written story or a document or a photo, you can just click on the add button for those. And then you can go on to you'll see some questions if you're doing the audio, for instance, it'll give you some prompts. And obviously, you can use those or you can use anything that you feel like you want to talk about. So I ended up sharing what I've enjoyed about being a grandparent. And then I interviewed my granddaughter, and she shared why she likes going to Yellowstone for family trips. And so it was kind of fun. And then you just click on the start button and it'll let you record for up to 5 minutes. Then that recording will go right into your Family Search account. So whichever Family Search account you've logged into. And so for instance, I'm logged into my account here. And so this being a grandparent, I can, tag myself as being the person mentioned in that one. But then on the Yellowstone trip, since I also recorded Paris, then I can tag her in that Yellowstone trip. Over here down at the bottom, it'll say this little person plus tag people. You can tag them here or in the app when you're in that, and you see that Paris shows up as being tagged in that memory. But it's really neat to anytime you want to access any of the memories that you've ever uploaded, and you want to come back and tag them later or enter them into albums. I've just made little family albums here on the left. You can do that. But anytime you want to go to those, you go to memories up at the top, this little memories icon, and then the gallery will show you everything that you have saved as far as your memories. So the challenge this week will be to record yourself or someone else, to interview someone, just a little tiny clip, and see if you don't catch the bug of recording some of your stories and memories. We hope that you enjoy that. Have a great week.